A belief, if it is worth challenging, then you must challenge it, my dear friends. Today I have brought for you a new perspective, how to challenge the limiting beliefs. Most of you would say, beliefs can be challenged? Yes, beliefs can be challenged until and unless that belief is going to turn out as a fact. Let me give you a simple example. It has been said by doctors, great peoples, that at least you need to sleep a day for 6 to 8 hours. How many of you feel that it is a fact or it's a belief? I like to say it is a fact that you need to sleep at least 6 to 8 hours per day. It's a fact. But how often it is true that you must only sleep during the night time? Many of us will say, yes, it's also a fact that we must only sleep during the night time. But why? I'd like to say, and I'd like to challenge this belief because I do feel that it is not mandatory that you need to sleep only during the night time. If you are working in a night shift, if your work is such like that throughout the night you need to do your work proficiently and professionally, you can sleep in the daytime. But many of us, almost all of us, we do have a belief that sleeping it is prescribed during the night time. That's a belief. Let me give you another simple example. We all do maintain our fitness, and to maintain our fitness, the most important thing is running. Once you start running, you fix up your goals that I would start running from 2 kilometers, then 5 kilometers, then 8 kilometers, then 12 kilometers. So we fix up our goals. And when do we fix up our goals? It has been seen always when we are nearer to our goal, may it be 2 kilometers, 5 kilometers, 8 or 12 kilometers. When we are reaching very close to the destination, mostly it has been seen that we get tired at the end point. Why? Because our body feels very relaxed that at least I got my destination point and I'm going to get myself completely relaxed over here. Do you feel that it is a belief or do you feel that it is a fact? According to me, I'd like to say it is just a belief. We get tired only while we reach nearer to the or closer to the destination point. All because it is trained and it is hardwired in our mind, my dear friends. Now, the same like you should always think that how to challenge a belief. If it is limiting your progress, if it is limiting your growth, certainly you should challenge it. On a research, it is proved that while running, you should not think of the complete destination. For instance, you are going to run for 25 kilometers. First 5 kilometers, you have a break. Then from 5 next 8 kilometers you have a next break. From 8 you need to continue further to have the last, that is 12 kilometers. Now if you have this sort of things, what will happen? Let me just tell you. For 5 kilometers continuously you run very fast. You do a sprinting. Maybe after 5 kilometers you lower down your rate of running. Maybe a moderate running you can do for the next 8 kilometers. Then while reaching to the destination of 8 kilometers, you can slow it down still further. But for the next 12 kilometers, you continue your running. Now what is this? You are going to beat your belief that our body gets tired while we reach to the destination point. Now, every time you get to your destination, you should plan up for the next destination. Every time you are getting closer to your destination, you should plan up for the next target which you are going to reach, and you're going to plan to the next target which you are going to achieve. That's how you are going to challenge the limiting beliefs. The same way, I'd like to just share certain facts with you. In fact, I'm going to take you for a journey from ignorance to awareness. And now I'm going to tell you that 4 points which I wanted to discuss today and which can be challenged, which cannot be challenged, which can be thought as a belief. and which can be thought as a fact to which we have no challenges. The first point which I am going to bring in front of you is all like this. So, continuing further to the discussion, the first point which I am going to bring before you is like this. What do you think or what do you feel that one to one conversation is more easy or it is more difficult? Now, most of you would say to me that Mr. Dev, it is really very easy to have a one-to-one conversation. I can individually talk to a person, but while in a team, while in a gathering, when I'm standing in front of a camera or I'm standing in front of a gathering, a crowd or audience, I do feel a lot of fear. Why? Why is it true always? Do you feel is it a fact or do you feel it's a belief? Most of the people have asked me, how can you speak flawless in front of the camera? How can you speak flawless when you come in front of a large gathering? Is it all that you have learned something? Yes, exactly. I have learned the art of public speaking. And as such, I'm standing in front of you right now and I'm delivering the things very freely. Everything is a learnable skill, and public speaking is also a learnable skill. But if you are going to tell that it is easy to speak to a person one to one with a one to one conversation, I'd like to say it's a limiting belief and you must challenge this. It could have been very easy if one to one conversation would have been easy. You could have faced the interview with the recruiter with a very perfect manner. You won't have feared that who is sitting in front of you and what question he is asking, how you are going to deliver the answers to that person freely. Now you can understand. Speaking in front of a person, one to one conversation, it is more risky. You may or may not match to the standards what the other person is expecting from you, and you may or may not match the benchmark what the other person is expecting from you. You are in a heavy pressure when you are going to have a one to one conversation. But let me just tell you very clearly, whenever you are standing in front of a camera or you are standing in front of a gathering or a crowd or a public, you are facing a mass audience. And when you are facing a mass audience, there are people who would spread venoms through the words. But there are certain people who would also spread nectar through the words. Why to concentrate the things that whether people are going to spread venom or people are going to spread nectar through the words? It's you to decide now what to do. The level of pressure in front of the public or in front of the gathering should be very less, because there are many people with many expectations, many people with many sort of benchmark. There are certain benchmark which is really matching with you. There are certain expectations which may match with your standards too. It is really very easier, my dear friends, to speak in front of a public, but it is really difficult to speak in front of one to one. It's all because the level of pressure that you develop within yourself while sitting in front of a person, one to one conversation, the standards that you are going to match with the other person, the benchmark that you are going to match with the other person, that may differ from person to person. It is my perspective. I'd like to know about your perspective for this one. I will still continue the discussion and will keep a second part of the discussion wherein I'll bring the next point to discuss on the same topic, whether limiting beliefs are supposed to be challenged or not. What is a fact? What is a belief? I'll be resting the session here, waiting for the time when next I'll be coming with the next point of this particular discussion. This discussion will be continued with the next video. The speaker this side, Devashish Dev, is resting until the time I'll be coming up with the next part of this video lesson.